What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Seriously Focused Johnny, SF Johnny, and you are now tuned into Difficult People Chronicles. Today's episode is called The Message Disobedience. So, this word came to me last month, but I really didn't get too much insight. Then this morning, I went to the Lord and I asked, what should I talk about? And all this stuff came up about disobedience. Some of it tied into what happened yesterday as well as last month. So, last month, when the word came up, basically, what came to me was that the enemy is suffering hardship, right? This enemy is unhappy. Their home life is pure chaos. They act like everything is fine, but under the surface, they are that close to falling apart, meaning losing their mind. Now, they are playing two sides of the coin. They want that happiness that you have, but they can't stand you. And when I say that they're playing two sides of the coin, meaning, the coin on one side has a face and then the other side has whatever. So on one side of the coin, they showing the world that they're happy and everything is copacetic, intact, and then the other side of them is like falling apart, going home stressed out, miserable. hmm When you have a smile, it irks them so much because they are so miserable. That's one of the reasons they want to destroy your light, your character. When you were in their life, they had hope to look towards something, but they didn't know how to treat you. This could be a friend, a coworker, or a relationship setting like boyfriend and girlfriend. They didn't know how to treat you. They were a pure headache in your life. You get around them and your energy just plunges. It's so much arguing. You feel low. And if you were to come to a peaceful agreement back then, it was like they saw that as an opportunity to do something else just to violate, just to get on your last nerve. So when you thought that everything was good and resolved, no, they was just trying to get back in your good grace so they could do whatever all over again. Anyway, their hardship is because of disobedience to God. They think their misfortunes, their unhappiness, even if they are in a relationship which they don't like the person, like say they're in another relationship and they don't like this person, or they could be married. They could be married and they don't like this person. They feel like whatever's going on in that relationship is because of you. And it sounds crazy, right? Because they got in this relationship because of what society says. And this relationship is like their family portrait, but it's not working out. And they miserable. They think that whatever's going on in their life is because you're being a hater. When you want them really and rightfully to crawl in a hole and let the exterminator plug the hole with them in it. If that makes sense. However it resonates. So that's one part. Then when this morning disobedience came to me again, right? So what happened to me was, as y'all know, I stopped cursing. But somehow last night I was talking to a friend of mine and I was talking about something crazy and I cursed. Immediately I asked God to forgive me. Now, it's been a minute since I cursed, but I did it and I felt bad, like my spirit felt some kind of way after the fact. What came to me was this morning was aha. No, sorry, aha. You know how people used to do that when, let's say, you were younger and you get in trouble for something, and it was like aha, you know. So this is how the enemy sees it. Like they want you to mess up. And that's what came to me this morning. What came to me was the devil wants you to be disobedient as well as your enemies. They want to bring you back to that place, your old self. So if you are struggling, God wants you to be obedient. Obedience can be in anything. Like, for example, when it comes to arguments, sometimes we feel we need to win an argument and go hard. But what if God says, stop? Or if you hang with the wrong crowd and God says, stop hanging with them. Or you dating someone everyone else likes. But God is like, clearly this person is not working for you. And you are not listening. But you want what you want. And that want is making you miserable. Or, last one, something you need to give up, like an addiction. And every time you do or you go to whatever, drugs, porn, eating all crazy, something bad happens right after. Like, you do what you do and you know it's an addiction and you just say, this last time. Then all of a sudden you go somewhere or you step outside your house or you hang with a friend or you're talking to someone on the phone and everything goes left. He wants you to be obedient. When it comes to addictions, remember, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. So pray against these addictions so you can stop. Because I know that for some of you all, you can't do it on your own. I was reading and I was reading this book and I was just on one page and I was just like, wow, wow. So what came to me was, these are the things that came to me. The enemy is lost within themselves. To them, you got it all together. Even though you battling with some things, you got some things going on you need to work on, whether it be addictions or negative thinking, whatever it is. They think you got it all together. These enemies are predictable, trying to put people up against you, and their bark is bigger than their bite. So they are cowards, losers. They want you to bow down to them. And they're doing this by trying to put you back in that old space, which is your old self. So what you need to do is resist temptation, pray, smile, and be happy. Because when you do this, they just going to continue being miserable. It is what it is. That's not your concern. Understand this. When you are obedient, God is going to change some things in your life for the good. And even though at this particular moment you do not see him working behind the scenes doing things, he is. He is going to turn the tables in your favor. And your obedience is attached to your rewards. So what happens is, if you are disobedient, it's like you got to do things all over again. And then the question is, do you get another chance? But only God can answer that question. So that's it for today. Love me more and I love you more. For one-on-one session, go to my website. For suggested topics, email me. Check out my store. Check out YouTube. Like and subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram. And have a blessed week, y'all. That's it. Later.